Yes, you do. Hey, everybody. We're just getting ready here for the 17th podcast of the Project Bring Me to Life podcast. This one is first Thursday of the month, so we're thinking about doing a podcast the first Thursday and the third Thursday of the month each month. So we'll do all 4 Tuesdays and then every other Thursday. And thank you.
Just trying.
And today is a more flowy podcast. We don't have any guests for today's show, but we do have pretty amazing topics to discuss. And if you would like to join the podcast and speak with us, then today would be a good day to do that. So I would like to start off with a short little meditation / prayer. So I'm going to let everybody get comfortable right now, and we'll do the meditation in just a few minutes. So get comfortable, continue breathing, focus on your breath, just letting go of the world, letting go of any thought that you're having. Not thinking about what you did today, not thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow. Just being in this present moment and nowhere else. Just coming to your breath. Now feel what you're feeling inside of you. Feel if there's any tension in any part of your body. If there is any tension, just focus on it and breathe into it. Let it go. Becoming more and more relaxed now. Feeling more and more at peace with yourself. More and more at peace with anything around you. Letting go of all worries, letting go of all frustrations. When we open up the space, it allows our true selves to come out. It allows our true feelings to come out with anything distracting them or misleading them. And it's very important throughout these times that we allow ourselves to come to these spaces, to forget about all the distractions in the physical world, to forget about all dramas, anything that creates separation. Opening up a space for oneness, to tap into that source energy, that sound wave. Dear God, Creator, Alpha, Omega, Divine Intelligence, Great Central Sun, Yahweh, any name you want to use. Call upon Him now. Call upon her now. Call upon it now. Allow us to be our true selves in this space. Allow us to feel that true love. Allow us to feel that reason for living here on earth. We understand that it can be hard or difficult at times to get into the space or to not lose yourself. and the craziness around you. And it is a unique experience, one that we should all be grateful for. So, Creator, I'd like to say thank you for allowing me to experience this. Thank you for everything you have given me and everything that you will give me. Thank you for everything coming my way. Allow me to see past the illusion of separation, the illusion of fear or doubt or worry. Allow me to emanate true faith in the universe to provide me with all that I need. Allow me to feel unconditional love for all beings. Allow me to see them as parts of the whole, as a reflection of myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Aho. So now when we're all ready, we're just going to wiggle any part of our body, our eyebrows, or our noses. Maybe move your lips up and down. Just come back to the space in the physical world. Come back to your bodies. And thank you for joining us today. And today is a very special podcast because we do not have a guest for today. So it allows space for us to just communicate everything that we have been wanting to say. The reason for this podcast is to allow for free expression without feeling judged or without worrying if what you said is right. And I like hearing people's stories, and I like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. I like experiencing unique expressions. And today, today we're supposed to. So we do have Ashton Robertson,
Hello.
as usual. It's always a pleasure to have him on here. And also we have Shantastic. So we have these two wonderful beings with us today. And like I said, today is an open, more flowy type of podcast. So if you are watching and you would like to join and speak with us about really anything, then it would be, a perfect time to do that. So we welcome that, and thank you for that. So I feel like we all are going to just breathe and communicate all three of our unique projects that we're working on, our individual projects. I'm working on the series, but the main project that I'm currently working on myself.
That polar bear is so cool.
Thank you. I've been painting that polar bear, listening to Ashton play his music. So thank you for the music.
It's been really fun co-creating like that.
Yeah.
Really,
Yes, it has. Thank you for that.
Absolutely, it's fun. Like I've played a lot of shows where there's live painters, and I've had like a few sessions like making music while painters are in the room, or other people are just like crafting. I just love that.
What do you love so much about it?
I just love seeing other people on their purpose and creating things that are gonna either help them or help the world. And I just like seeing people express themselves through art. I think a lot. It makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing when I'm making music, and other people are doing art to it, and vice versa, or whatever. Co-creation, just cool in general. I played a show in Detroit like a month ago where there was like 30 people there, and about 90% of them were like painting the entire time, and no one was really dancing. And yeah, at the Universe building in Detroit. Yeah, yeah, people were on ladders painting, a few people dancing, but mainly just everyone was painting, and I felt like I was facilitating this mural in this abandoned building in Detroit. That felt really good.
Oh yeah, actually, I think that is something that I have been wanting to talk about is the Universe building now in Detroit, and Nick Bryce and what he's doing. So there is this abandoned building in Detroit, or it was abandoned, and the floor is falling through, and just one of our very good friends, Nick Bryce, is taking it over and basically reconstructing it into an artist space, and for people to come and play music, and people to come and paint on the walls. So if you are out there in Detroit, or are wanting to go to Detroit, and you're looking for an artist space, or kind of like a, what do you call it, a co-op?
It's kind of like a co-op. I don't know if they have a name for it. It's a venue / apartment place. It's like $35 a month to stay there. You get a living room, but it's like a community like hub, but it's like in the heart of the ghetto. But the people around the area, I've noticed, are really enjoying their presence, and it seems to already like have had an effect.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
It's changed my life. It's inspired me. I fell in love with Detroit. I lived there for 2 months this year while transitioning here, and as much as it's like one of the saddest places I've ever been, like constantly when you're there, it's like the most inspiring place I've ever been to, because there's all these kids who are staying there and creating a new culture that's about all the stuff we talk about, all the stuff we like. It's great music, great art, but there's just like this heart, this love there. And since being there, I noticed that I saw a bunch of history about like in the 60s and 70s there was a lot of protests in Detroit that like were based in love and unity and stuff like that. There was the Lovin' back in the day. But instead of like a protest, it was like everyone comes and loves each other.
Sounds kind of like a Rainbow Gathering.
Yeah.
Rainbow Gathering in Detroit.
Yeah, it's not multicolored. All the rainbows there.
Yeah. I also feel like Detroit is one of the most inspiring places because they have collapsed. The system has collapsed there already, and you can see it. Like the police, if you're living in an abandoned house, like the police won't do anything really if you're cleaning it up and making it look nice. The police will just like wave to you and keep driving. There's just like a lot of things that happen in Detroit that wouldn't happen anywhere else in the world. And a lot of people, myself included, feel like Detroit is this big focus point where a lot of people in the world are focusing on what's going on in Detroit. And it has a profound effect on the entire world. So what starts off in Detroit will ripple throughout the world since everybody's focusing on it so intensely.
It's kind of funny because a lot of people from around here where we're located currently actually look at Detroit as like this very scary, ghetto-y place that you should not go. And when I tell them that I'm visiting Detroit, they all look at me and they're like, "Why are you going to Detroit?"
Yeah.
But when you go up there, compared to like the small town that I'm from, it's actually like quite a magical place. And like I've been on some of what are kind of said to be the scariest streets, and they've actually been really chill. And it's kind of just like Tula said, where people will wave at you in the scariest part of town still because they're just trying to make it a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody there is just like looking for that positivity in their lives. And it's crazy because people in the ghetto and they see like a bunch of hippies doing something really, really awesome. It's like these kind of almost gang-like kids, or just like have that type of mentality come up and like give you props and give you love and like, dude, that's what's up. That's what you're doing. And such a cool feeling.
So true. Yeah, I think a lot of people in inner cities, I mean, what they're missing, first of all, is money. A lot of them feel like a lot of crime, most crime comes from financial like deprivation, like not like having a lack of money. You're like, oh well, I'm gonna steal a bunch of food, first of all, so I can't eat.
Yeah.
And I like it reminds me of the Ferguson thing, kind of, or like I really don't think that Mike Brown like robbed the convenience store at all. There's all this stuff about how the convenience store clerk and owner never even called the police. Someone in the store called the police, and they never even believed that he was even there. All this stuff, but regardless, if he did, and he was there and he stole some stuff, probably just because he's poor.
Yeah.
And he can't take it.
Yeah.
And so they killed him. And, you know, I think that's pretty insane, and it's a good reflection of what our society pretty much is. Oppressive. I don't know, it's a very violent culture when you can't really trust your own, like, the police or whatever. You know, it says that right in the car, like, they're here to serve and protect us, but, you know, there's kids our age getting killed because they have different colored skin. And, you know, that's something we were taught when we were in school that was eradicated in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And really, it seems like the whole world's pretty racially divided, whether it be white and black people or Muslims and Native Americans. Or I see people all the time making fun of Mexicans just as side jokes. It's just like there's this lesser aspect. That's how it's like they have superiority complexes. Really, I think the ego itself manifests as a superiority complex or an inferiority complex. Generally, it's like, oh, I'm better than you, so I'm gonna crush you. Or it's like, oh, you're better than me, so I'm mad. I'll just put it in simple terms.
Put in simple terms. So while you're saying that, I was just bringing up a few questions in my head. There is this oppression from what society has been created from, or basically our culture. The engine that's driving us is basically forcing a lot of people into slave labor. Just working paycheck to paycheck. So just the questions that I had were, why was that system created? Why would the collective of humanity allow that? And once we figure that out, what would the next step be towards creating that alternative culture in our world, and there are a few communities out there, but um, I feel like we should aim for the whole world to experience that, kind of like the Venus Project. How they have a resource-based economy. There's no money involved in it. The only thing that there is well, they use technology to do those laborious things that humans don't need to do, and free us to be able to paint all day if we want, or to travel all day if we want, or to play music all day and not have to worry about where our food is coming from, where our next meal is going to come from, or if you're going to be able to afford this or afford that. In the Venus Project, everybody has that abundance. Everybody has access to the technology. And I know, Ashton, you've been researching a lot about technology and the fact that we're being held back from accessing that technology that has existed for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm specifically thinking about free energy.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you think society wouldn't want to falter those devices that would free us?
Why do I think? I mean, yeah, I feel like the monetary system, in a way, is really enslaving humanity in a very real way. That it's to me, it's such a high degree of slavery that most people don't even get it. It's so ingrained into their everyday, every second lifestyle that they don't realize that pretty much everyone around them is trying to pretty much make money so they can survive. There's only a certain amount of money. It's pretty much playing like musical chairs. Someone always gets left out. It holds back technology in numerous ways. When certain people have all the money and they're spending $700 billion, pretty much $1 trillion, on a fleet of jets that are intended to murder and kill people with, and someone else could use that money to save the world. I don't know. I just don't really think that the free market is a thing that it's pretty much based on the idea that you have infinite resources, but we don't. And no one really considers that. It's complex, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. I just feel like technology itself would accelerate to such a fast degree if the monetary system was removed that you wouldn't consider money in every aspect when you're trying to invent something. Pretty much money is taken into consideration in every level of the creation process in today's world. So people are because they pretty much have to, using worse products, using things that are less durable, less long-term. They're building things to fall apart because you can't have a living unless someone buys your product over and over again. So the whole thing's backwards, and it's total enslavement, I think. So, like, no other animal, no other species has to pay to live on Earth. And, some people live in castles, and there's obviously, like half the world's living off less than $2 a day. That's like 3.5 billion people live off like $600 a year, which is insane.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think having a different kind of money system would fix the problem, though. think we have to eradicate the entire monetary system because it's holding back. We have the technology now that the entire Earth could be abundant with free energy, like you said, and pretty much it wouldn't be like like it is today, where rich people have access to a lot of things and they think their life's good. It would be like everyone's lifestyle would be so much better than those rich people's lives right now. Like even those rich people's lives would be even greater.
Yeah.
They don't even realize that it would be. We have to. I mean, you could travel everywhere for free. You do everything free. We have 3D printers, and if you consider hemp and how fast and sustainable it is to grow, you can pretty much give everyone anything, and you wouldn't have to produce a whole bunch of goods, and you wouldn't have a whole bunch of goods sitting on shelves in your warehouses, being wasted, unused. And generally, most of those items today are handmade by wage slaves in other countries.
Yeah, exactly. You see on a lot of labels made in China. So there has been alternatives like the Venus Project proposed, and that was in like the 60s, and 60 years later, yeah, 60 years later, it's still like not as developed or practiced. So there's got to be some reason for that not to have exploded and been created by all of us. So what I received was that the Venus Project, even though it was a really brilliant idea, there's even better technology that exists than that. This stuff would seem futuristic if you would go and look at it, but with what some of us know as the ETs or the extraterrestrial beings who the government is in contact with, like their technology that they have developed in a million or a billion years. Well, they've been, around a million to a billion years before us.
Yeah, if you consider like how long the universe has existed, and then so like however billion years, and there was a planet just like ours, but they were just a million years ahead of us. That's like a fraction. That's like 10 seconds relative to Earth time.
Yeah.
So it's totally easily plausible to see where we're at now, and then where we'd be in a million years, and you'd be like, well, things are probably going to be really sweet.
Yeah.
And there's probably like, like, who knows, like a trillion of that amount of, like, there could probably be a trillion at least civilizations like that, if not more.
Yeah. And so from some of the testimony that I've heard, some of the podcasts that I've listened to, people are describing the ET beings bringing their technology and showing it to our government, and it's the most awesome sort of creation. I did have a specific dream where I went up into a light ship and I got to hang out there, and it's truly stranger than fiction, but they have ships that will fly with your thoughts. The computer will be attached to basically your consciousness, so all you have to do is think about where you want to go, and the light ship will enter into a wormhole and come out the other side.
Wormholes.
Yeah.
It's been such a topic of conversation and stories and movies lately.
Yeah.
Everything is a wormhole. And Ashton and I were actually listening to some podcast yesterday about some guy talking about going through wormholes to Mars. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, it's the moon and Mars. And
the moon! That's... Yeah.
Anywhere.
Guys, I meant to babble about this Tuesday. I want to know why I can't find a live feed to the moon. still has a live feed to the sun, so why does the government have a live feed to the moon? We obviously have satellites and like space stations and all kinds of ways to take pictures of every planet, but yet we
Is it
can't.
also true that we only see one side of the moon?
Yeah.
Like, why does everyone say there's a dark side of the moon? And like that's been coming up a lot lately. And I
Well,
really thought about it, like, wait, there's only
the reason that is because um, we only see one side of the moon because the moon travels. I forget how they worded it when I was researching. Pretty much, the moon travels at such a speed that it rotates, and we see the exact same spot every day, and that's why, because its axis, the way it's tilted.
what this dude said, who said he went to Mars.
Science term.
He said that there's this technology in place by ETs on the moon to hold this like the moon through this electromagnetic technology like in place facing the same way or on all times.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean could be possible. Pretty much I'm just I think I realized this a long time ago that you can't really know what's going on because the government is so shady about everything that you don't really know what's true. There are things that are like that's the truth. Like you walk into a room and you're like, all right, that's happening. So we're finding the truth more and more. You know, it's obvious that the government has their best interest in mind and not ours, and they have a specific agenda that they're trying to create. And you can see it through patterns over hundreds of thousands of years, and it's just ridiculous. You can't really know what's going on. You don't really know if science, what they tell you is true anymore, because all of it's funded by greedy corporations with pretty much the same agendas, the same people that are shooting our brothers and sisters in the streets. So, and it's the same scientists that told you, marijuana was going to make you crazy and murder someone, and that it's okay. So I don't know. It's all it's just all very biased information or wrong information, and when you find truthful information, there's not really much backing it up. You just have to go off intuition, and then everyone thinks you're weird. So I just can't wait to the day till there's like a non-biased, like everyone gets the truth of what's actually happening.
Yeah. To the day when the president will be like, "Hello, my fellow world. Man, we are in contact with extraterrestrial beings." I mean, I feel like the more that we allow that space to happen, the more likely it will be to happen. And a lot of people, I feel, in the government are just, they were just like us when we were kind of caught in that trap and caught up in that illusion. They're just trying to really play the game and survive in the game. But I feel if you meet somebody who is in the government and you show them kindness, they will reflect that back, and you can pretty much talk in an unconditional, loving way about the truth of everything, and most likely they will agree. And I feel like a lot of them are just trying to keep food on the table for their families. Some of them may have different plans in different plans than everybody else. But I feel in my heart of hearts that the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the Morgans, people controlling that cash flow, eventually their kin, their grandchildren or their grandchildren's grandchildren, whatever, will wake up and feel the same way that we all feel right now, and then they will. I don't know. Everybody, I feel, is going to shift into that same direction that I know all of us watching and speaking are feeling right now. And so I'm just gonna say that and hold space for that to happen because I don't know, a beautiful prospect to think of everybody living as one, no separation, just loving each other, sometimes getting angry at each other, but not letting it.
I'd like it there. I think it sounds fun. It could be like, your city could be more like Discovery Zone than like your downtown's filled with banks.
Yeah.
Like slides everywhere and like just painting and just, whatever,
Yeah. I saw this picture, and I think this entire city was removing all roads and reinstalling it with grass, and so their whole city would be just grass and like trails to ride your bike on. So it would only be bikes and horses and grass. I don't know. That just sounds amazing. Because I'd love to ride a horse and come see you.
Dude, I want to ride a horse.
Dude, somebody on the Facebook, guys, was selling a horse for $400. The cutest thing.
$400?
Right.
That's cheaper than a car.
Right.
It is.
There's so much work
I'm
there.
gonna have to replace the tires though.
You should have to take care of them.
Clean their poop, mug their stalls. I do. I would love to clean horse
I
poop.
want a horse. I just want to pet his hair, give him carrots,
You don't care.
and
They're like apples too.
put my nose on his nose.
Cool.
Talk about animals and spirit. That's such a better conversation.
Spirit animals. Do you have a spirit animal tarot deck?
I do not. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm an animal.
I have a fairy deck, an angel deck, a spirit heart deck, and an oracle deck. That's all I got.
Did you want to do a card reading for the podcast right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to. I just thought, like, since we're talking about it.
I would do a card reading.
Okay, ready?
I don't know any cards though.
What about these?
What about these?
Alright, so while Ashton prepares for that, I would like to say that we love you.
That was almost like Doug.
Dun, 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 dun. Chicka, chicka, ah.
Man. Alright, here we go. Man. Oh, that's a great one. Oh gosh. Alright. These are some juicy cards. The first card we got
Ooh.
is Kick Up Your Heels, the only unicorn of the deck. Very mystical, very magical, very phantasmical. This specific unicorn has wings, which is lovely. They're kind of like dragonfly wings, which always represents your higher self. And there's this waterfall pouring in the background, so I think it's pretty much saying use your inner child and your imagination to create this conversation and bridge to allow your higher thought patterns to be able to flow down to you more easily, like a waterfall would, creating a lake or an ocean or whatever you want, and trees, and creates the roots and the life, and all of your thoughts are your highest manifestations are your ideas and your inspiration and your soul calling to you to kick up your heels and dance and have fun and let go of the petty stuff and dance into the higher frequency of unity, love, compassion, enthusiasm, and laughter. Our second card, which is, oh man, I feel like true laughter comes from an inward expression of feeling love from within. Can be easily confused as something that comes from external, but it's a resonating frequency that's already inside you. So anytime you're laughing at someone else's joke, it's because you're hilarious. Your sense of humor is like your sixth sense. And as you tap into your sense of humor and you just make it stronger, so you're always in your sense of humor, and then everything's all giggly and soft, generally. But I think it's
like Ari.
Yeah, Ari.
Ari, man.
It's good to have a good laugh about your problems and be able to laugh at yourself and know that you're just pretending to be human and you're not. You're a soul. You're not human. None of this is really that real. None of it's that heavy. I think they call it enlightenment because it's like lightness. It's not heavy. It's you lighten your load. You lighten up. Your frequency increases. Your density lessens, and the vibration running through coursing through your body is pretty silly. The last card I got is raise your standards.
Yeah.
And there's these pillars in the background. So pillars always represent the bridge between the physical and the spiritual planes, the astral planes. Not necessarily better planes, but definitely different. The key here with this message is if something isn't 100% for you, and you know in the back of your mind that it's not. I mean, some people are okay with living with 50%, like, oh, you know, I can deal with that. But in the end, it's you're hurting you and the other person, and it's not just about romantic situations. It's about anything. How you treat your own body, how you think of yourself, how you speak and treat other people. Are you coming from a place of love as much as possible? Are you always focusing and remembering and aiming to give people the benefit of the doubt, go easy on people, be compassionate, be kind, being gentle? I think that's all the keys to changing the world, especially on a daily basis. It all comes down to one-to-one interaction with other people. So you have to raise your own standards in the sense that you have to do better, as well as you have to be easier on yourself if you don't think you are where you want to be, because none of it matters anyway, and the more you realize that you're a soul and not a human so much, one of those things, you realize you're a complete soul already. You're already divine. You're already awesome. You're already these things. So there's no need to go anywhere, do anything, or get anywhere else, because you're already perfection in form manifested. So that's pretty cool. You're pretty cool.
That's amazing. That's perfect.
It's time to step it up.
Oh yeah. I just had a thought. Would you, if anybody out there is interested, would you want to do a card reading for anybody?
Yo, who wants a card reading?
So if you want to join the podcast and have a reading by Ashton, just go ahead and say something in the chat room, and somebody will see it and give you the link. Actually, I can just. Can you get the link and post it on there?
Chat.
Do you know how to do that? Okay. So we're going to post a link in the chat room, and if you'd like to come and get a reading by Ashton, we're back. Okay. So we just posted a link in the chat room, and that's at projectbringmelife.com. There's a few ways to enter. into the chat room, on the home tab, there's a watch live podcast.
Alright, who all is in the chat right now?
Actually, Barbara and Ree both said me. You said everything.
Samantha's still there. Everyone gets a card.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a card.
I gave them the link. I don't know.
Yo, bro, I'm giving everyone a card. Alright, first, Barbara.
What are you watching over there?
The chat.
Oh, nice, good.
I'm watching kitty videos secretly. During the podcast.
Have you seen Kitty City?
No.
Oh man, after the podcast, I'll show you Kitty
City.
Oh my
Can
god,
you go there?
you'll see.
Samantha says she wants a card, but she has food in 2 minutes.
Yo, everyone's got a card. I'll do Samantha last. Or should I do Samantha first?
Yeah.
I'm doing Samantha first. I hope she hears this. Honoring your true feelings. I think you should eat. If you're hungry, it's important to honor that. Oh man, this card is so beautiful. She's weaving this little, it's like a little webby thingy. So I think it's saying that the way that you weave your life needs to be weaved in such a way that you're doing it to your highest potential, your highest vision of what you want to do. So we've been talking a lot, and I think everything you're doing is on point. I know you want to go to school, so I think you should. And I think it's probably some time to go out into nature and have some alone time and maybe journal. Samantha. Next, we're having a Barbara reading.
I
Oh.
think Ree's joining.
Okay.
So, for Barbara, I got financial flow, which is probably, I mean, that's probably one of the most exciting cards to get because it looks, it's not like, I'm trying to show you it, but she's just kind of standing there doing nothing, and like the whole universe is like throwing energy on her, and like hundreds of spirits are just blessing her. So it's important to investigate your beliefs around money, and maybe you have some subconscious belief patterns that you've picked up from other people that are, in a sense, holding you back. But I sense everything that you've been doing lately has been opening these gates, and I would say you just open your arms and just say to yourself, like, I allow the flood of abundance, like the divine abundance, to flood into my life. You have to really get into this vibration where you have full faith in the universe, kind of like in Sila's meditation. We were talking about that. Once your whole like light body and your energy field is like, yeah, like I deserve $1 trillion right now, then the universe is like, they deserve $1 trillion right now. But it's good to start the baby steps. So, for example, I was reading something about that. It was like, I've been trying to manifest $1 trillion for like 10 years and it hasn't happened. And this book was saying maybe it's good to start slower. So like, say things you know you could do. Like write down like, I could have $5,000 in my bank account, and just put that. And then I put that down, and then like I had lost my old journals, and I found them right when I got here, and I had just manifested exactly $5,000, and I was like, holy, ooh, like that's key. And then once you manifest that smaller amount of money, then you get that energy like, wow, like the universe really does support me. I'm worthy. Make sure you like investigate your self-worth beliefs. Like realize that you are worthy. Even if you do doubt yourself, you're so worthy for just to be blessed in every single way possible in every aspect of your life, whether it be your home or traveling or having someone to love or loving yourself or living in a peaceful world and environment. You deserve it, and the more that you get in the state of being that you do deserve it and that you already have access to those things, the more it will just pour into your life. And it kind of seems like maybe you might want to just ask the universe, like, just ask.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Barbara, we love you.
Whoa, whoa.
All right, let's. Ree, you can unmute yourself now, and you're ready to receive.
Hello.
What up, yo?
Nothing much.
How are you?
Tired.
Yeah,
I've been super tired this whole week.
The full moon completely drained everybody. Oh no.
What happened?
Oh my gosh!
I don't know. What happened? Oh, what the hell happened? Weird. I don't know what happened. Someone capture thing? Oh, I can take a picture? I don't know how that happened. I don't
My bad.
know.
Alright, well, I got a card for you.
Okay.
What I got for you is visualization with this mermaid, butterfly, all sitting in the water. She's kind of looks like she's like really like envisioning her future. There's this. I just am reminded of this story of this Native American. This dude was visiting this Native American chief, and he was the chief, or like the Native American guy. I don't know if he was chief or what, but he was taking this guy to this sacred space where his ancestors were buried, and they were going to do a rain dance, and they were going to try to call in rain. And so he took him all this place, he showed him everything, and then he like went to go do the ritual, and all he like this American dude like watched the Native American man, and he just kind of stood there and didn't do anything, and then was like, all right, like that was it. And the guy was like really confused, like, I thought you were going to do like a crazy rain dance or something. And he asked him like, what were you doing over there? And the Native American, this is what he said. He said, I was closing my eyes, envisioning the rain pouring on the earth, envisioning how it felt to have the rain like on my skin and feel the rain and puddles on my feet, feeling and seeing the joy of the people in the town, and then feeling the excitement that would bring, and see that the crops would be saved. And that was all he did. And it was pretty much understood that as you visualize and tap into these, you're pretty much tapping into a reality as much as you're tapping into your dreams or desires or whatever it is. You're like aligning your energy with that, and that is what it's all about. Like when like Hindus like chant mantras for hours and hours and hours, and then at the end of it, everyone's so excited, and everyone's crying, and everyone's so excited, and then they like manifest abundance. It's because in the end, they're in that state of being. They're feeling the energy, and then that manifests it. It's not really necessarily the words that are manifesting it. It's like the energy that's manifesting, not necessarily what they're doing or what they're visualizing. So I think it's important for you at this time to like think about what it is that you want to manifest and get a clear visualization. Maybe even start like a dream book. I've done that a bunch of times where you like get a bunch of magazines and like cut out the things you want to do. And
I love doing that, like a collage.
I recommend
Those are fun.
anything in my dream book I've ever put has come true within a year or two, literally down to the finest details of my dream book, which was like I had like a surfboard, and then a year later I won a free surfboard from Whole Foods.
I've been noticing like stuff like that has been happening, just not like falling into my lap, but just like with little things. So I definitely need to work on that more.
That's
sure.
awesome. It's good. I think sometimes to start with little things like.
Yeah, it really just opens your eyes, and I'm just like.
At EDL with Shan. At one point, where I just had walked into this room, and then someone was talking about grilled cheese, and I was like, "Man, I really love grilled cheese." And then, like 5 minutes later, this lady walks up to me with like this gourmet grilled cheese.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "What just happened? What just happened?"
And then to top that off, we said, man, we really love some pizza. And the next day, we had pizza made for lunch for us.
Yeah.
Gourmet.
Oh my god, that's like the best, especially when on Tuesday you guys were all talking about that food. I was like, that's great. Like, I actually made veggie burritos that night. Like, I had to hurry up and shower, but I was really fucking hungry, so I just quickly just made it because I was freaking hungry. Like, oh my god, that's so awesome that happened at 3DL.
Oh. Grilled cheese and pizza.
Yeah, with like little things like that, it's important too. It just kind of like it makes you think like, what else can I manifest even more? You know? Like, yeah, that's a great card.
Like acknowledge those little like gifts from the divine, because you're like acknowledging the magic in your life and allowing more of it to come into your life, which is pretty much everyone wants that.
I acknowledge it a lot. Like, I get really excited about like the like littlest things. It's like, then people are just like, whoa. I don't know. Everyone takes things for granted. Like,
Right.
every little thing. So it's like, I mean, I've talked about this before with you guys, but like, I don't, because it's like really important, you know, to thank the universe and stuff like that. It might seem petty to someone else, maybe, if like I'm excited about like, I don't know, just finding a crayon or something like heat and warmth too.
Yeah,
like that's
need the boa scarf. Woo!
I don't even know what that is.
I'm so excited. We don't really know what it is either. Pretty much we got entered in this contest, and me and her both won an LED snake scarf.
dude. That I was literally, I woke up and I saw you tagged me in something, and I just woke up saying what the fuck over and over again, like super loud, because that never happens to me. I'm just being honest here, and I was just like, I thought it was a hoop at first, which is why I tagged you all, because you just got into hooping too, Ashton. So it's like, oh, cool. And then I later realized it was a boa, and I'm like, well, whatever, that's cool too. And then I saw it like changing colors and stuff, like looking at the videos of it. That's pretty awesome. I'm just like still in shock about that one. I was just like freaking out, like, what? Like, oh man, that's like, it's like worth like $135 too. Like, how did that happen? I don't even know. I'm so excited about it.
Tapping into those higher vibes, and that is really just a sign that we're manifesting better by like not taking as much, pretty much bullshit from other people. So we're just
I haven't been more and more over the past 2 years. I've gotten really better with that actually. It's just good for me not to, because more good comes into my life if I take someone out. I mean, that's not really respectful, or just, giving me shit on petty things and being negative on my posts. I mean, it's okay to debate and stuff, but
Yeah.
getting like negative about something that's not even, something to get negative about is just like, all right, you know, that's not needed.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Thank you for that reading. Oops, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Here's the card one more time.
What was it? What does it say?
Visualization.
Oh.
Visualization, and it has like mermaid, butterfly, envisioning your future, huh?
Yep.
Thanks, Ashton. I really needed that.
All day. Definitely.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Ree. And thanks for always supporting the podcast and promoting. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm really glad Samantha told me about the podcast today, because I had no idea. I wasn't sure. So yay, keep doing what y'all are doing, and everything is great. Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, we're coming to the end here of the podcast. And I saw Shantastic had a bunch of things that she was holding in her hands, and she walked up excitedly, so I wanted to ask her about that.
Actually, I was just come down to get my sweatshirt and some projects, but I'm working on pretty much starting a Kickstarter for my Paint the States project. I've actually got a decent response. I've got about 15 states, I think, that I've got addresses for, and a couple of our viewers have actually hit me up for that. And the project is just I pretty much want to get a painting in every state. I have a bunch of them in my closets and randomly hanging all over my own house, and it's time to put them in new homes so that I can create newer projects that I've been holding on to but feel like I don't have space for. So I'm pretty much doing the Paint the States round one donation, and my first goal is $500 so that I can pretty much cover shipping. It won't actually even cover all the shipping because most paintings take more than $10 to ship. So any donation to the project would be greatly appreciated. And I'd like to get one of them in every state by the end of January 2015 so that I could do it in 2 months. If I could have them all scheduled and ready by the end of this month, it'd be even cooler to say that I did it and reached my goal by the end of the year. So any help or word of mouth you guys could spread would be awesome. And if I get that Kickstarter going, I will post it all over the Facebook.
Yay! Hip hip! Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray! Okay. So,
Hugs for everyone.
free hugs.
We're gonna hug. Oh God, we're hugging. Oh.
Okay. So with that, did you have any projects you wanted to shout out real quick?
Yo, I've been freestyling ridiculous things lately, so I'm gonna try not to do that. I've been drawing a little more. That's super fun. I've just been doing Spaceship Earth thing. Pretty much is like I like to consider everything I do Spaceship Earth now. So pretty much everything involving music, writing, art, this stuff. Oh man, I'm gonna put out a live mixtape on Saturday that's over an hour long, and no one else in the world knows. And I'm gonna put it out on Saturday.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It's because it's the full moon.
Saturday is the full moon.
Yeah.
Yes, put out your crystals. You can actually put them out now.
Because it's
to do
not
that.
too cold?
It's not too cold, and it's 3 days before, and to get full cleansing, I'm gonna do a little more research before I do a full discussion about it. But there's reasoning for putting certain crystals out 3 days before, because each day does something different for them. But before I say that, I'm gonna educate myself a little better. But if someone wants to research
Educate
that more,
yourself.
they can help me. But there's something along those lines. So. Hey, I'm honest.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. We gotta put our pictures up.
Yep.
Do you want to see this drawing?
Yep. Look at that Merkaba.
It kind of looks like that.
We all love art here on Project Bring Me to Life.
I brought up your shirts too if you wanted to show the shirt.
Cool, yeah. So this was the first shirt that I've made personally for Project Bring Me to Life, and it's kind of a mess up.
Never mess up, just a practice.
Yeah, practice. But PBM2L, and then it'll say stuff on the back, but on the side has a little Project Bring Me Life guy right there. You can see him. And is there the other one? Is this the one that you brought up?
That one looks great.
This one is here.
And this is the second one. I'm trying to go multiple avenues, like one that's like kind of artsy, and then one that's just like, I don't know, kind of serious. Yeah.
Both nice.
This says PBM2L 2014. Wake up. And
I woke up today.
yeah.
I got out of bed.
I got out of bed.
It was tough, but I did
know. I
And
know.
if you didn't get out of bed today, that's okay too.
That is a.
That's what waking up's really about.
Yeah. So, we're working on donation packages for Project Bring Me Life. So, say with like, if you wanted to donate $20, we could throw in one of these T-shirts and like a sticker and something else, coloring page or something. And so we're working on that, and I'm also working on my spiritual guidance consultations. And right now I'm offering people a hour-long session for $30. For $50, it would come with a 2-page summary and a 10-minute guided meditation, music composed by me. But if you wanted an hour-long meditation, also included with music, I'm looking for a $75 donation. And I call it donations because if somebody cannot afford to spend that, then I'll still work with you or them if that is the case. So we got all that, and a lot of really awesome things are coming from everybody. So if you want to tell us about your project, you can post it on our Facebook page or message us, and maybe we can promote it on the website. So with that, I don't have anything left to say unless if any of my other hosts do.
Mwah!
Shantastic.
Everybody should rest because the full moon's making us all sleepy. And just put your crystals out and have a good weekend. And I'll see you Tuesday.
Yep. And Tuesday we will be with Laura Snow, who is the writer and a spiritual guide. Very beautiful person, and a lot of amazing things will come from it. So
Also,
see you
we're
all
looking
next
for more
Tuesday.
people. We're looking for more people
Do you
to
have
sign up.
Do you have information about your channelings?
Information?
Yeah.
Contact
Samantha
them on
wants to
Facebook
know
right
if
now.
you have, and you can share any of the info about your channel. Do you have
Oh.
a page for that?
Oh, I'm working on a page. I'm working on a WordPress right now to sort of promote that and have people be able to see that. Otherwise, I have the profile here on projectbringmelife.com. Other than that, nothing really. What was it you said, Shane?
Well, I was going to tell them that they should Facebook you, and that if you guys don't need to get you a page, like a web page or a personal page. I'm actually getting ready to relaunch my personal webpage, Shantastic Design. But what I was saying before that was we're looking for more people to sign up to the website. We want to have new featured artists and musicians and anything pretty much that is promotable and worth the cause. So anybody, just tag them in some of the statuses. Our fans have been doing really good with that, and we appreciate it. We just want to keep growing the people that we're promoting so that the community can grow. So anyone you have in mind, listen.
Yippee! Beep, beep. All right, so everybody have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see y'all Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Do we have a guest Tuesday?
Alora Snow.
Alora Snow.
Alora Snow.
Bye!
Bye.